Hi everyone, my name is Jenny and I am the owner of Behind the Bits as well as the co-founder of Rad Knot Prints. And this is the first time I put on makeup in 6 months. I was working your typical 9-to-5 day job. I was at a call center just doing like emails and chats on the regular. So nothing super exciting. So it was really a scary adventure. I decided to just go back to school full time and focus on my art. I was doing a few shows here and there while I was working my day job, but I really just had enough of it. It was taking a toll on me both mentally and physically for sure. So I was like, I'm gonna try something new. Behind the Bits originally came to be when I wanted to do fan art. So I did a lot of video game fan art, but over time I wanted to do something a bit more original, and that's where the puns kind of spawned. I loved putting a character to just an inanimate object, so everything is very silly and funny, and puns just kind of really helped push that personality. Just really the wanting to sell my work, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I had my first art show, I think, about 3 years ago, and that really opened my eyes to a whole new community, because it was just, you know, the 9-to-5, very typical day job, and I had no idea a community like this existed at all. So it was really a lot of fun. It essentially kind of goes back to what I said earlier, where it started out as I was just doing video game fan art. So Behind the Bits is a play on words of that. So behind the bits, like 8-bit and just a video game-ish name. Yeah. But people started to know me because I did my first 2 shows, I would sell my video game art. But then I started to put in the puns here and there and slowly transition. So like my avocado one was one of my originals, and that stuck around forever. Everyone loved it. And people just started calling me Miss Bits or Behind the Bits. Like they knew me by that name, so I didn't feel it was appropriate to change it. So I just kept it. Very scared because I mean, leaving a very steady job and, you know, insurance to go back to school full time, and I wanted to focus on marketing to kind of both help myself and my father's small business. It was a lot of fun because I really didn't know how big of a small business community there was, especially in like Scottsdale, in Gilbert, and just in the Valley in general. And I fell in love with it immediately, and I'm still in love with it, and I have never looked back. I will never go back to a 9-to-5 ever. Like I love the small business community so much, and it's really pushed me to keep going. Family. I think my very first art show, you had to sell a certain number of tickets, and I think it was like 20 or so tickets. So I went to everyone that I worked with, like my whole family. I was like, this is my first show. It's technically free for me, but I need to sell the number of tickets. Otherwise I would have to like buy the remainder. And I actually sold more than I was supposed to, and it was so cool. So kind of like a little thank you, because it was so hot in that building. So I appreciate everyone that was in that event. So it was kind of like almost a snowball effect. So that first event, I made a good amount of money, and then I you know, would buy more product and put more advertising online. And even then I got recognition from that event. So I got introduced to another Gilbert event, and then another event, and another one, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So it really helped exposure-wise, for sure. So it wasn't just financially, it was exposure, and it just snowballed from there. I offer my art on just a wide variety of things, and I actually hand print a lot of that, pretty much everything except the stickers. So that is a whole adventure in itself. So I have my designs on art prints, of course, stickers, mugs, shirts, tote bags, really anything that I kind of feel like. I have a couple blank towels at home that I really want to test, like kitchen towels. I've had a couple requests for those. So I'm like, I would love to do just anything I can get my hands on. Just experimenting, see what picks up. But I always like to say puns are not anything unique, but I really love to put my own style on it and kind of create a small little story, if you will. I have quite a few ideas in my head right now. I think just definitely my own style and the own characters. It's most of them, I would say 90% of them have a very similar face. They have the same style and like the smile, and I don't know, it's just kind of my own personality, I guess, comes out. Honestly, my customers, I love at markets, and why I actually kind of miss doing pop-ups here sometimes is seeing people point and laugh at my work. That is weirdly satisfying and very motivational or motivating, because they make fun of themselves, they make fun of each other, and I have one girl, I don't know if they'll watch this, but hello if you do. She loves my Peta Little painting. She loves it, and they would always come to the markets and say hi, or if the girl is too shy, her mom will tell me after the fact and be like, yeah, we stopped by your booth, and they take pictures and stuff, and it's surreal in a way, because I never would have expected this, or for me to be in this place in my life right now. Pretty dramatically, actually. It's because I would do a lot of in-person markets, and everything stopped at the end of March. Everything was canceled, everything closed, like the mercantile, and it was really hard financially, especially after, doing this full time and having no other source of income. It was kind of like, okay, I have to rethink my market strategy, and just how I network with both businesses, because we would network at markets, we would get our name out there, do email signups, and just we've had to completely rethink our approach of how we market and how we network and get our name out in the world versus the face-to-face interaction. I think, again, just the customers, and just seeing their reactions to my work, just seeing them laugh. It's very satisfying, and the networks, the connections that I've built for both of my businesses has been really incredible, and the community that we're building as Rad Not Prints, and the community that I'm a part of as Behind the Bits it's amazing. I really would not expect it. Just to really be consistent and persistent. That's my best advice, and to always experiment. I get a lot of questions about, what's the best market? What luck have you had? Even with the mercantile, I get a lot of questions, and it's like, it's honestly an experiment. You need to test it out, because I personally have had really amazing luck here, and some people I heard haven't, and it's honestly depends on what you sell. Where is your market? Like, where is your customer base? What are they shopping for? Where are they shopping for that product? Just really a lot of experimenting and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, because it's different for everybody. Amazing, actually. And no, I'm not sucking up, Kim, I swear. This is my very first actual brick and mortar location, and it's been a really exciting adventure, because as we discussed before, I'm still fairly new as of a few years within the actual art community, and it's allowed me to create connections with employees or past employees, with the owner, and as well as other vendors. There's actually a few other vendors here that we do markets together. And I remember one time, for some reason, we were all restocking at the same time. So we were all like, oh my gosh, hi. And it was like, what is this, a vendor day? And it was really cool. So you kind of build friends within the group, and then you see each other at other markets, and you can, you build friendships, and it's really a lot of fun. Probably, I guess, for everyone to be less greedy. It kind of goes along with our model for Rad Not Prints, where we want to give the artists the profit and the recognition they deserve. From my past experience too, I've actually had a needlepoint company reach out to me, and they're like, we love your designs, we'd love to have them be a part of our kits. And the more I talked to them, and the more I realized what was happening, and this kind of pushed the motivation to start Rad Not, was they didn't give any credit to their artists. In their contract, they said they did. They're like, cool, we'll credit you on social media, and you know, your name will be attached to the design on the packets. But that wasn't the case. I did a lot of research. They had actually a few different websites. I didn't know which one was their primary website, and they did not tag any artist on their social media, and I was like, that is crazy to me. So that's something that we really strive for with Rad Knot, because it's something me as my own artist that I hoped to have received. So it's something I really kind of want to help other artists get as well. Thank you for having me. Bye guys, thank you.